Alright folks, let's dive into the big question. Does Stipe Miocic really have a chance of winning at UFC 309? Or is this just another one of those underdog stories where the hero bites off more than he can chew? Let's be honest. Stipe's an icon. He's one of the greatest heavyweights in UFC history. This is the man who defeated legends like Daniel Cormier, Junior Dos Santos, Alistair Overeem, you name it. He's probably put them to sleep at some point. But facing his opponent at UFC 309, that's a whole new ballgame. And I know there are some hardcore Miocic fans out there clinging to the hope that he can pull off another victory. But here's the reality check. He's up against a monster. He's not just climbing a mountain. He's scaling Everest in a blizzard with flip-flops on. Let's talk about some factors here. Miocic is known for his resilience and his heart. The guy's a firefighter for a reason. He's got that never-say-die attitude. But there's a difference between grit and strategy. As much as we respect the fire in him, he's got to realize that charging headfirst into this fight might just lead to a crash landing. For one, Stipe hasn't fought in quite a while. The last time we saw him in the octagon was when he faced Francis Ngannou, and let's just say it didn't go his way. Age might be just a number, but it starts to matter when you're facing an opponent who's, let's say, just a bit fresher, a bit more explosive. At 41, he's not exactly a spring chicken in the fight game. And let's face it, fighters don't age like fine wine. They age more like milk left out in the sun. But what about experience? The classic experience argument. Miocic has it in spades. But experience is only good if you can back it up with speed and power, and right now, that's where he's got an issue. You can have all the experience in the world, but if you're a half second behind in reacting, especially with a heavyweight's punch coming at you, well, that's all she wrote. Now, let's talk about game plans. Stipe's known for his strategic mind. He studies his opponents, works their weaknesses, and finds ways to wear them down. But we have to ask, what strategy can he realistically employ here that'll work? His wrestling background might help him in clinch situations, sure, but the chances of his opponent letting him have his way are slim to none. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. And that's if the knife is a bit rusty. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Miocic has no skills or that he's entirely outmatched on every level. He still has incredible conditioning, and we all know his fight IQ is off the charts. But unless he's bringing something entirely new, something we haven't seen before, he's not bringing enough to this fight. And that's the key. He needs a game changer, something that'll throw his opponent off, make them hesitate, make them reconsider. Because if he goes in with the same game plan as before, he's going to be in for a short. You know, we keep talking about how anything can happen in a fight, and that's true. One punch can change everything. But in this case, Stipe would need more than a lucky punch. He'd need the kind of luck you only see in fairy tales. The odds are stacked against him in every way possible. And as much as we want to see an underdog story unfold, it's hard to see a path to victory. Alright, so here's where we stand. If Stipe pulls this off, it'll be one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. He's got heart, he's got experience, and he's got the will. But against an opponent like this, those qualities might not be enough. It's like trying to hold back a tsunami with a beach towel. But hey, crazier things have happened. Maybe Stipe's got something up his sleeve, maybe he'll pull a rabbit out of the hat, or maybe he's just got one last big win left in him. But realistically, this fight is looking like an uphill battle that even he might not be able to win. And if he somehow does, well, I'll be the first to say I was wrong, and I'll eat my words. With a side of humble pie. So there you have it, folks. That's my take on Stipe's chances at UFC 309. Do I think he can pull off a miracle? Well, I wouldn't put my money on it. But hey, I'm just here for the show. If he proves me wrong, I'll gladly celebrate the comeback story of the century. But until then, it's hard not to see this as a steep mountain for him to climb. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you're a Miocic fan, I hope I haven't crushed your spirit too much. And if you're a fan of his opponent, well, you're probably feeling pretty confident right now. Let me know in the comments who you think will come out on top. Do you believe in miracles, or are we about to witness another dominant display? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more fight previews, reviews, and everything MMA. See you in the next one, and remember, anything can happen in the octagon. Catch you next time.